Messi or Maradona?
Messi, of course. I was born in a little town in Argentina. Actually, I wasn't born in Buenos Aires, which is the big city of Argentina. People from Buenos Aires can tell instantly that I'm not from Buenos Aires. My mom always likes to say that I'm a justice seeker. I always wanted to be the one to speak up. I didn't want to be shut down. We are living in a world that it's really disrupted with mental health issues, for example, in teenagers. I think that there are many factors. I don't like to say that social media is the only cause, but it is one of the causes because they create false realities in there. It's like a pressure that it's put upon us.
How do you think about the competition, the sense of competition? Is it a pressure? Is it a positive aspect? How do you position that? Hello Ken, welcome to the Swades podcast.
Thank you.
How are you doing? And we are here in Uvade in Buenos Aires, an amazing place, what amazing weather. And I got a chance to visit here to this beautiful place and met you and met all of other students from the global business. I must say that I'm so happy, to see all of you. I wish I could have invited everyone on the Swades podcast.
Yeah.
But it's important to understand the perspective that we are here, to talk about it, to learn many interesting facts and figures. How is Argentina? How are the people? What is the career aspiration? How can we learn from each other as a human? And what are the good connecting points, for example, that we can learn and share together? Of course, I'm representing Finland here and also Pakistan, so I have a mixed background. And I am so fascinated and I trust me, I just wanted to learn more about it. So I think it's a very rare opportunity to travel all the way to Argentina, 25 hours and meet, and then you come and you're so tired, but the very next day that you wake up and go and meet people and then everything just goes by. And you think that this is the best thing that you have done to visit Argentina. Could you please tell me something about yourself, like something that we don't know?
Okay, so my name is Candelaria, my full name. I was born in a little town in Argentina. Actually, I wasn't born in Buenos Aires, which is the big city of Argentina. So as I was born in a little town, I have my traditions from there. I have my slang from there. My talk is from there. So people from Buenos Aires can tell instantly that I'm not from Buenos Aires. So that would be something about my background.
So you kind of have the slangs culture as well. So you can define people, where are they from?
It's like in every country that you go to the north, to the south, and people talk differently. In my case, I tend to leave out the S's out of the words. Like if you want to say, I don't know, Las Heras, that it's a parking here, I say Las Era, like something like that. And people from here always tend to notice that I'm not from here.
Yeah. Tell me something like, what kind of person you think you are?
Yeah. So I was thinking about this earlier. If I had to define myself in 3 words, I would say that I'm a curious person, like from the saying, the curiosity killed the cat. Yeah, I'm the cat. I'm a very curious person. My mom always likes to say that I'm a justice seeker, like I'm advocate. And also, I would say that I'm very creative. I like to say that about me because I like when people think out of the box, and I like to do that myself. So if I had to define myself in 3 words, that would be the words.
When you say about justice, what does that mean? You're advocate. So can you explain something about that?
Yeah. Since I was very little, since I was a child, I always tend to dislike injustices. My mom, as I told you, always told me that you had to be a lawyer. Yeah, you were born for that. But in every aspect, in school, in political environments, in every way that I could serve, since I always disliked injustices, I always wanted to be the one to speak up. I didn't want to be shut down. So that's what justice seeker means for me. Like, I always wanted to speak up.
Do you think that the society that we are living into, we have to raise our voices for many things?
Yes.
Even if we are not qualified advocate, for example?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Since I know that speaking up it's really difficult sometimes, I don't judge people that do that don't speak up, but I believe that it's very necessary in many ways. Nowadays, that maybe that we are living in a world that it's really disrupted with mental health issues, for example, in teenagers, or of course, sustainability, like pollution, in the political environment. Also in Argentina here, it's very important. So it's not that I judge people that don't speak up, but I believe that it's really important to do so. So I always tell people, you should speak up, you should stand out for yourself. And I believe that it's very, very essential for us.
I think this is very nice that the young generation like you are realizing the facts. This is not easy to really speak about or be transparent in what are you feeling, for example, or what is society feelings about it. You talk about the mental well-being, and the stressing in the teenagers. Would you like to give some perspective of Argentinian, what is there anything that worries you, for example?
Yeah, I am not the one, I don't speak because of I have sources or data. It's just my personal opinion, but I believe that after the pandemics and the burst of social media and telephones and technology, teenagers in Argentina are more anxious than ever, actually. So after the pandemics, a lot of mental health issues got out to the surface. I talked with many people that are psychologists, for example, that told me that they have never seen anything like this before. I think that in Argentina, but also it happened in many other places, that a lot of teenagers are suffering and are trying.
Is it overburden? Is it what
I believe that there are many factors. Yeah. I don't like to say that social media is the only cause, but it is one of the causes, because they create false realities in there. They show people something that it's not real, and we as consumers of that believe that is true, believe that why I am not doing this, why I'm not graduating early, or I don't know, working full time and accomplishing this, accomplishing that, and it's not real most of the time, and it's like a pressure that it's put upon us, and we are expected to accomplish everything, and we don't have the resources. It's obviously because it's literally impossible to accomplish all that it's expected from us. So I believe that is one of the causes. Of course, there are bullying and negative environments were created also in social media. So I believe that it is one of the causes, and it spread a lot of different problems for teenagers.
Yeah, I think this is very important topic that we are talking about, and there are different challenges, and one of the cause is social media, and of course you have to be, very careful about how much time and, how to consume this huge amount of data that we are trying to face off. But anyhow, we have to understand the different perspective as well. How do you think about the competition, the sense of competition? Is it a pressure? Is it a positive aspect? How do you position that?
Well, it's really difficult to answer this, because I believe that competition is really good sometimes to create for people to start improving themselves to compete at a higher level. But I don't think that competition is always good, because as I told you, there is pressure put upon us, on teenagers and young people, you have to study, like you have to graduate early, you have to work, you have to volunteer, you have to do this, you have to do that, and there's so much pressure to do that you like you watch other people doing it and you say like, oh my god, I can't do it, like I'm a slow learner, what happened to me? And it's not like that. It's only pressure that it's put upon us for impossible impossible objectives, you could say.
Do you think that there is a lack of understanding from different caretakers, like parents and education institution, workplaces, that there are people with different kind of abilities when it comes to learning, when it comes to performing, and which is very common. We are not the perfect one, and we are different in a different way, the way we behave, the way we do the work. Do you think there's a lack of understanding in the culture, in the society, in that sense?
I believe that since mental health is being talked about very much nowadays, that has brought something good, that it's other problems that were not being seen before are being seen now, like ADHD, autism. There are many problems that nowadays are being talked about, and students are being being taken into account. So it's much easier now to talk about it than it was before. I know that for a fact, but as that happens in one side, the other side, it's that there's pressure also. Like, even if we can talk about it, there's a lot of pressure nowadays. So I know that this pressure, my parents, for example, didn't have to live with it. We are living with a lot, more pressure than our parents or older generations did. So yeah, there's two sides to the story. We are the problems that are being talked about.
But then the implementation part is missing. So you want to say that knowing is something, but implementing is something.
Yeah.
So that is also that has to go with that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I understand. Now you're coming to your amazing career. You choose a business career. You're studying here, and you have been traveling as well. We're going to talk about travel and amazing thing later. But why did you choose your field for the study that you're doing now?
Well, it's a funny story actually. So as we all know, actually, technology evolved a lot. So a lot of careers popped up. Of course, my career is very new. And for me, in my case, I wanted to study something related to English. I wanted to study something related to international relationships, and I didn't know what, because I didn't want to be a translator, I didn't want to be a diplomat, I didn't know what to do. And I found this career that literally said, if you like traveling, English and business, this is the career for you, and I chose it. And I like it very much.
I think this is very, very nice. I think from your personality it shows. So you really want to travel and explore and understand the perspective. That's amazing. What is something about the university life that people don't talk about?
Oof.
Especially from Argentinian university life.
Yeah. I believe that there are two things that are connected. I think that the stress that students suffer and the expectations that are put upon us, those two things that are related, I believe that they are not being talked enough. In my personal opinion, from what I lived, I had a lot of stress during my career, like stress relating it to, others graduated, why can't I do it, why can't I graduate early, for example, and like the expectations that are being, you have to work while you're studying, and you have to volunteer, and you have to do certain activities, and you have to do like a physical activity, you should do football or ballet or something else, and there's so much pressure upon us, and we suffer a lot of stress. And when you talk to people, like people that are not studying, maybe they are working, or external people, external from the university, they try to minimize that. They tell you, you're studying. Everyone does it, or most of people does it. Most of people are doing it here in Argentina, so it's like normal. You shouldn't be that stressed, you know.
Yeah. Do you believe that there should be a system of collective improvement and not the competition?
Yeah, there should be.
Okay.
Yeah.
What has been the most challenging part, like specifically for as of you being a student so far?
I believe that balancing all. In my case, since I'm from a little town, I have to move at 18 years old to Buenos Aires alone, and I had to learn to be independent, to wash my clothes, to cook for myself, to come to university alone, and travel 1 hour, go home back from 1 hour, work alone. I had to balance all of those things, and it was really difficult for me. And at the beginning, I was like putting pressure also in me, because I watched everyone else and everyone was like, yeah, we are happy, we are living our best life, and I wasn't. I was like, what happened? Like, aren't you stressed? So yeah, I believe that in my case it was balancing everything.
Yeah, and I think this is also important that these challenges at this age, when you take it, you feel like you're going through a tough time, but later you realize that, oh my God, you did yourself these all things. So it's a proud moment as well, isn't that?
Yeah.
Now we are coming to the amazing part of Argentina. Oh my God, I was since childhood, we've been thinking about the flags, the Maradona, the Messi, and this all football craziness around Argentina. That is something known to all the world,
Yeah.
So everyone is after that. So that's the best thing that we think about Argentina. Well, I have observed many other things as well that I'm going to talk about. But tell me 3 things about Argentinian culture that the world should know.
Wow, that is very extensive. I always like to say first, the people. People in Argentina are so warm, are so charismatic. If you have a problem, you go to anyone, literally anyone, and they will help you from start to finish. It's like that here in Argentina.
I would say something here.
Yeah.
So there are two stories. One story was about, I was just trying to find a place, and I couldn't speak Spanish good. But I promise you, next time I come, I will speak Spanish.
You should.
But I went to this person and told him that this is the place I want to go,
Yeah.
And it was kind of a near, but it just didn't appear. And the person all the way walked to the place, opened the door to me, and then said, this is the place, right place, then you could go. But we couldn't speak the language, we were just communicating.
Yeah.
And the second thing interesting happened that I went to buy an ice cream, because I think that if you come to Argentina, you have to be like, you have to take your sweet liberty at maximum.
Yeah.
Then I went to this and then the guy and I started talking, not knowing the language, like literally communicating by body language.
Yeah.
Translating something, laughing about, and I think this is a high level of connection. So I just wanted to give you this example.
Yeah,
so, but please continue.
Because it's like that. Yeah. People in Argentina are very vivid. They are very passionate to explain things to you, to tell you about Argentina. They are very, very, very charismatic. They are very warm, and that is one thing that I like about Argentina. The other thing is that we are a country that I like to say has every part of the world in it. If you go to the north, it's a completely different world than if you go to the south, that if you go to the Patagonia part, that if you go to the province of Buenos Aires, Córdoba, Mendoza. You have literally everything. We are a country that has all of the resources to be the first country in the world, I don't know how to say it, but a first world country. And I like to say that because even here in Buenos Aires, you go to some neighborhoods and you can see some parts of France. You go to another place and you can see some parts of Spain. You have literally every part of the world here.
So lots of tourism opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay. What with the third thing?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, let me ask you and rephrase the question. So, what do you love most about your country?
Wow.
Like, let me again. What do you love most about your country, Argentina?
Yeah. It would be selfish of me telling you that people are the nicest people in the world and then telling you that food is my favorite thing of Argentina. But I will say that food, the food here, we have roots of, as I told you, we have Italian roots, we have Spanish roots, and grandmas here, they have like the stereotype of they cook like goddesses.
Yeah, I think this is something the world should know. I think many people might know that about the roots from Spain and Italy. Would you like to talk about a bit history about that?
Yeah. So when the war was happening, I believe it was in the beginning of the 20th century. Many people from Europe, it was mainly Italy and Spain, I believe. Maybe some from England, Portugal, but mainly from Spain and Italy, immigrated to Argentina. And they came here, so most of our roots are from Italy and Spain. So if you ask an Argentinian person, they all will tell you that they have either the Spanish citizenship or the Italian citizenship. It's like that. You have the Argentinian and Spanish or the Argentinian and Italian citizenship. So it's very fun to tell people because, our roots are from there. And as I told you, here grandmas cook like goddesses, and that's why I like to say that Sundays here are sacred. People do not go to the streets. People take naps. You eat with your family, and you're supposed to eat from 12 to 5 in the afternoon, and you are supposed to stay in the table, speak with your family, and it's very sacred for us. Sundays are very sacred. If you are here on Sunday, you'll see that you go to the streets, and there's no one compared to in the weekdays, you know.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So Sunday from 12 to 5, you are with your family.
Sundays in general are very sacred.
For the family.
Yeah.
Like you're all together.
It's family day.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Why?
Because the feeling of waking up on Sundays and going to your like grandma's house, your uncle's house, and being with your whole family and eating really good, because Sundays also, as I told you, as grandmas cook like goddesses, you eat like a goddess also. So you eat a lot, you speak with your family, you spend all day creating like really nice moments, and you safeguard that with you your whole life.
So do you suggest that if I will be lucky one to be with some of the family, Argentinian family on Sunday?
Yeah,
so I'm counting on it.
Yeah, you should. You eat asado, that it's a very traditional meat, a food from here, a very traditional one. You must know it because we have the best meat in the world here. And there's also like the tradition to eat pasta. And I believe that comes from the Italian roots that we have.
Yeah, that's an amazing blend of culture from Italian and Spanish together. I mean, they have their own priorities, by the way.
Yes, I know.
So, what is the one cultural habit or mindset you think people from Argentinians make people, here unique? One particular habit that make people unique in Argentina?
I don't know if it would be that they are warm, but that they are very proud to live in Argentina.
Okay.
We Argentinians are very proud to say that we live here. We go to anywhere in the world and you will see us with our Argentinian shirt, and we will say very proudly that we are Argentinian. And I believe that it's something really nice, taking into account the harsh years that we had to live since, I don't know, the 1950s. Like, we had like a rough path in Argentina that we are still living in. And that you see people being very proud to live here, and that is very, I don't know, very, very nice to see. It's very nice to see people being so proud to live here.
Okay. What was the rough part you just talked about? Like, what was that?
We suffer a lot. We suffer, for example, my mother, like the age of my parents, people had to go to war to fight for the Falkland Islands. you maybe know them like that.
Yeah.
We call them Malvinas because they are territorially ours.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very rough path, and after that, very civil wars here, like because of inflation, we suffered like 1 week in 2001. In 1 week, we had 5 presidents. So our grandparents, our parents, and us, we suffered like a rough patch in Argentina. So I always say that even if we are bad, like economically, politically, or anything, we are very proud to be here.
And then, what do you think about the future when you look at the economy and when you look at your own career, for example? How do you see yourself?
Yeah. So this is a conversation that I had many times. It's really sad because I always said that I had to leave Argentina to prosper in my career, to have a really good academic and professional career. I had to leave Argentina and I had to be somewhere else and work for be in some other country, leave my family here. And I always had that thought. I'm still having it today. I have like mixed feelings about it, but yeah, I don't know what the future will leave us, but I hope that it's something good for Argentina because we have been suffering for lots of years.
Do you think this is a common thought among the teenagers to think a better future abroad?
Yeah, for example, the last elections that we had, that President Milei won. There was a saying that us teenagers said that if someone else wins, not because we had a lot of faith in this president, but just because we couldn't suffer anymore, we said that if someone else wins, we will go to Ezeiza. That is the airport here to leave the country, basically. So that there was a saying here that, well, if someone else wins, I'm going to Ezeiza, like that. And it was really sad to see that. Many teenagers wanted to stay here. The ones that left are very much good. They are prospering in other places in the world. But yeah.
But of course, even if you go abroad, leaving family is not easy. So
no.
That's the hardest part. So that's an opportunity cost. Many of the teenagers, not only from Argentinian part of the world, different part of the world, Asia, for example, pays that. And that's very important that we don't talk about that. The economic situation, the prosperous, the right of everything, right to education, right to medical services, right to peaceful environment. I think this is something every country or every situation or every government should be able to do that. But that's a sad thing that, despite knowing these common things, we tend to follow different systems because, I don't know, this is something, my understanding, people are different. Like, for example, in Scandinavian countries, there's amazing welfare system.
Yeah.
Peoples are the first. We have the good amount of taxes, but then in return, you get a life which is very prosperous, which is very secure. And people are built like that, And I think many of the South, countries which are in the South, they also tend to have such kind of expectations, So certain societies that need to understand that the human way of interacting or the culture demand a welfare system, and not every time the capitalism is going to take over and can be accepted because we do not function sometime like that.
Yeah.
So that is something we need to also understand. I think this is something I have realized it.
Yeah.
That when you go abroad, when you go to Europe, when you see a life full of life, for example, full of time, full of values, and the relaxation that you have, and this is something which everyone should have. That I think that's something. This is a common topic that we are.
Yes, as you said, the cost of opportunity of leaving Argentina is basically leaving your family here. That's why many of us didn't leave Argentina, because our families are here. And as you said, when I went to Europe and I lived there for 6 months with my friends, all of us realized that everything that Europe has, Argentina could have. because we have the train, the rails, we have the routes, we have the country, we have the resources, we have petroleum, we have everything. We have everything to be a first world country, and we aren't. And that is something that I believe is socio-cultural, and that has leave us where we are now, because literally we have everything.
Yeah, I think this is important, and I hope that we are going to go towards a prosperous future from here on, because I see a great potential from the young people here. You know, they are full of for life, and they are informed, they're educated with every kind of a topic, and I think that's something we are looking forward for it. How do you want your life to look like, for example, next 5 to 10 years?
I don't know. I always like to say that I would like to continue to study. I would like to do something related to law. I like a lot. One thing that I like about this career is that the opportunity to speak in English, the opportunity to connect with international students. So I would like to continue to study in an international environment. But I would like to do something of my own, like maybe start a business, or even if I work for someone else, I would like it to be in a creative role, in a think out of the box role. So yeah, I don't know where I see myself, because everything could happen, but yeah, I believe that in something like that.
What scares you the most about your future?
Wow. I believe that the things that we were speaking earlier about Argentina and the future, that you don't know where Argentina is going to be in 5 years. So not knowing the uncertainty of not knowing if you're going to be here or somewhere else, if you could stay here or you had to travel and emigrate because Argentina is not prospering and you should go to somewhere else to follow your career path. But something I'm very sure is that as Argentinians, we suffer a lot. We are very used to failing. We are very used to uncertainty. So we are very resilient. All of us are very resilient. I believe that I told you, but most people that are from other countries, when they work with Argentinians, they all say that when they have a problem, they need the Argentinian to be there, because Argentinian people will solve your problems in 5 minutes, because we are so used to having problems every day, we are so used to uncertainty, and we are so used to be resilient that when minor problems occur, people from other countries tend to panic, and we are the ones that tend to solve them quickly.
Some of the qualities are going to the Asian countries as well. So more resilient to the system, and quickly solve their own problems, and don't wait for other government to come in, for example. But would you like to talk about your own business? There's a small business that you're coming up, an amazing cultural things that you are doing to promote, and this shows how much love that you have for your own country as well. And thank you so much again that you have gifted me one important mate.
Yes.
That is amazing thing. Do you want to talk about your business? Why would you have started this, and what you want to achieve from this?
Yeah. So connecting it with the thing that I said before. As we are very resilient, as young people are now in Argentina starting small businesses. I know many people that have small businesses here in Argentina, and me and my boyfriend, he's a person that likes what it's called here talabarteria, which is like knives on mates and leather things that are made from scratch with resources from our country side, I don't know how you call it, the farms. And farms here are very important. They are the number one resource for us economically. So he likes that a lot, and I said, well, from my business perspective, we should start doing something, we should start having something of our own and gaining money we did because we are Argentinians, we love mates, and we should start doing something. So we started. It's very small. It's very early to say that. Yeah, we are I don't know how to say, a stable business. We have like 5 years in the market. No, it's really early to speak on it. But yeah, we are very proud of it.
What is the name of your company?
Yeah, so it's the funny name because it's like a word game. It's called Me Dijeron Amate, and it's like a saying here that it's Me Dijeron Amate y bueno, and translating it to English, it would be they told me to love myself, well, like that. So in the word amate in Spanish, you have mate in it. So yeah, that was the thought behind the name of the business.
Can you tell the world that what do you do with the mate? I mean, what does is why this is important for every Argentinian? You know, they carry a full bag of like mate, and then there's a water bottle, you know, warm water bottle, and especially there are specialized bags for them, you know.
Yeah.
And I see like every other people carrying it, and whenever they come to the class, for example, or in offices, they have there in front of them. Tell the world what it is.
So, I believe that Argentina historically, as I told you, farms here are very important. Like, I believe that 40% of the territory in Argentina are farms.
Farms, you mean agriculture?
Yeah, agriculture. So, we call it campos. And they occupy 40% of Argentina's territory. So, you could imagine. They are very important to us, and historically, they are the people that live there. They are called gauchos. I don't know if you know what gauchos mean, but it's basically people that live in the farm and they have the traditions from the farm. And yeah, so this tradition, I believe, that started many years ago. Like indigenous people planted the yerba, and it started slowly to become a tradition for us. But it happened like centuries ago, I must say. Yeah, I don't know. It's and it's basically an infusion that it's inside a cup, but it's not a cup. It's called mate, and you put yerba, that it's a herb, and you put warm water in it, and you drink from it. And I believe that it's a tradition, and we like it very much because it's a shared moment with other people.
So is it so that if you make mate, you don't just drink yourself, so you are kind of sharing it with everyone?
You could drink it yourself.
Okay.
Of course, I drink mate alone. You could do it, but I believe that the nice thing about mate, the thing that made it a tradition for us, is that it's shared. It's in groups. So you start a mate and you drink it with your friends, with other people. You could drink it with anyone. But yeah, I believe that is the nice thing about mate, that is shared.
All right. Now, this is amazing things that we have learned from you, and I can see that you are at such a young age, you know, and going for so much education, and at 18 starting a life in a different city, big city. It's a big city.
Yeah.
And you have been to the Europe as well, you
Yes.
know, as a tourist, visiting different places, for example.
Yeah.
What is the two important differences that you found out while traveling and having the experience in Europe compared to the Argentina?
I think that, as I told you, when I went there, I saw a system that worked very well, in every way, like economically, politically, the education system there, trains, buses, everything worked very well, and I was amazed that it was the tradition. Like, I don't know if the tradition, but they were accustomed to a system that worked very well, and as we are not accustomed, it would be like used to a
it's like
system.
a daily life.
Yeah. We are not used to a system that works every day.
Yeah.
I was amazed to see that, but I saw really big differences between the people. People there are very on their own. They are very independent. They are very shy. They are they are not very talkative and charismatic like us Argentinians. They are not so warm. So I was amazed to see that people there, if you don't go to them, they will not come to you. And since I am used to that in Argentina.
Yeah.
But yeah, I believe that the biggest difference there is that the systems and people.
Yeah. So every culture has some pros and something
Of
that
course.
is missing. But this is how it makes us beautiful in our own way.
Yeah.
If someone of your age feels lost, what would you tell them?
Probably to relax. To know that even if it's called a career, it's not a career. Like, no one is rushing you to finish. That many people are not born to study, and that is okay. You could work, you could do anything else, and that would be okay. You don't have to study, you don't have to rush anything, and if you do things on your own. My mom always says to me that when you do like subjects twice or you take longer to finish something, it's because you know more about it than the people that finished it earlier, because you did it 2 times. You studied it 2 times. So the effort that you put into it and the time that you put into it, you will come out wiser, you know? So I always like to say that to people, that even if you don't finish it like the others, you will finish it in your own time and you will come out of it wiser. So you should relax, and you should know that not a single person is rushing you to finish.
And not everybody gets success at first. So
Yeah.
I mean, it's life is more beautiful.
Yeah.
And then only worrying about
Yes.
your current situation. Wonderful
Yes.
message. Wonderful message, Ken. Quickly, I want to ask you. So you are Argentinian, right?
Yes,
You
I
love
am.
you love football, right?
Yes, of
And
course.
you have your favorite club, right?
Of course.
And which is?
It's not Boca, and I'm going to receive a lot of hate, but it's River, it's the opponent. But yeah, it's a family-related thing.
Why would you why don't you have a love for Boca Juniors and love for the other one?
My mom will hate me for this, but yeah, she's from Boca. Like, the half of the country is from Boca. But yeah, my dad was from River, and he told me, you have to be from, if I'm from this team, you should be from this team. So yeah, that happened.
So what happened in the family when, let's say, if a perfect Saturday
No.
and if there's a match, so what happened?
Yeah.
If a Boca Juniors goals, what is your expressions? How do you kind of enjoy it? Like,
Yeah, imagine that for me, I had the half of my family from one team and the other half from the other team. So when I say it was war, because we Argentinians, as I told you, we are very passionate about it. And imagine about football. We have the best hinchada, the best people like shouting for the teams, and yeah, it was war in my house. So yeah.
like you really kind of enjoy that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think that goes with the. I think this is amazing. Like in the culture which is coming up, and I think
Yes.
that's the best thing. And I was actually trying to get into the Boca Juniors match, and I was just trying to talk to people, and there were some people who really are opposite of that, and I really had a strong reaction towards that. I was like, wow, so this is nice, this is interesting.
Yeah, because when I say that we have the biggest hinchada in Argentina means the people that are rooting for something. And it doesn't happen only in football, so you are not mistaken. It happens everywhere. In concerts, for example, when you go there, musicians tend to tell interviewers when they are being interviewed that the Argentinian hinchada or the Argentinian people are like literally insane. Because once there was a concert where people jumped so much and there were so many people that they created like a little, how do you say it, tornado? Okay. A little tornado, like a little seismic thing, because there were so many people jumping that happened.
Yeah.
So imagine.
Yeah. So if you have to be very careful when you.
Yeah, we are very crazy when we are very passionate, I like to say, but yeah, it doesn't happen only in football matches. Of course, in football matches you will see it in every person that is there, but in concerts, in any place that it's public and there's a lot of people, that will happen.
Last question. Messi or Maradona?
That's very hard, but Messi, of course.
I thank you so much, Ken, for being on the This podcast, and it was lovely talking to you to understand your journey all the way towards here. And thank you so much for taking time.
Thank you for inviting me.